So, my name is Attuluri Kumar. So, welcome to a virtual workshop on outcome-based education. So, I would like to tell about myself. So, I'm Attuluri Kumar. I'm assistant professor and I'm a OBE coordinator from Department of Medical Lab Technology, UIAHS, Chandigarh University. So, I have completed my BSc in Medical Lab Technology, MSc in Medical Lab Technology, and I'm currently pursuing PhD. And I'm working on my research area is tuberculosis. So without any further, let us go to the workshop. So in today's workshop, we will discuss about outcome-based education. And I want to emphasize that I'm not going to teach which is already available in the YouTube or in the Wikipedia. Okay, so this workshop is not about a repeated thing. So definitely, I'm assuring you that you will experience a new, a unique viewpoint of understanding outcome-based education. So if I'm going to teach what is already available in online, then that won't be any worth. So I'm assuring you that you will gain something really good learning experience out of my workshop. So I'm assuring you that. So coming to the an analogy. So let us assume a person is cutting down a tree and with a blunt knife, and it's taking around 10 hours to cut the tree. Okay, so someone suggested him to sharpen the knife, but he denied to sharpen the knife because he don't want to waste 2 hours just on sharpening the knife rather than doing the primary work, which is the cutting of tree. So he denied and he's keep on continuing to do the same work, which is cutting down a tree with the blunt knife. Then the second person took time to sharpen the knife, and the overall outcome is he can able to cut the tree within 4 hours. So this is the see the difference between taking 2 hours time. So just by taking 2 hours time in sharpening the knife, the 10 hours work has been reduced to 4 hours. The work efficiency has been drastically increased by sharpening the knife. As our ex-president of America said, if I had 8 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend six sharpening my knife, by Abraham Lincoln. So yes, it's okay sometimes to sharpen the knife to increase our work efficiency. So with this motivation, we can move forward to our today's outcome-based education workshop. So, and now I need to narrow it down to my quotation, which is, let us sharpen our minds to make our work easier. Okay, let us start sharpening our minds on understanding what is this outcome-based education. Okay, so by understanding the outcome-based education, we can able to work, we can able to make our work easier. So that is the main intention of keeping this workshop. So in this workshop, I'm gonna cover the following things. I will tell about 3 stories. Then I will go with introduction, differences between OBE. So all these things I will cover, which we will come back to this slide after completion of this session. So I'm not going to read what is there in this things. So I'm just skipping this part of the slide. Okay. So my idea is by the end of this session, you can able to understand all these 18 points that I kept on this slide. So that is my assurity to all my viewers. So this will be the objectives and this will be the outcomes. And let us go back to the story. So the first part of my outcome-based education workshop is an event coordinator's dilemma. So what is an event coordinator's dilemma? So imagine you are an event coordinator dilemma, and the biggest afraid of any event coordinator is arranging an event within 2 days. So it is a surprise information to the intimation to the event coordinator that she or he need to conduct a medical camp within 2 days. So it is a big deal. How to conduct a medical camp within 2 days? So the first and important thing that we need to conduct a successful medical camp is so the key to success is identifying the skilled individuals. We need to identify someone who is good at handling a medical camp. Now, first what we need to do is we need to sort out the tasks that we are going to do in a medical camp. Say for example, my medical camp is hepatitis and diabetes medical camp. So here, these are my works. So I have total 6 works in my medical camp. The first one is patient registration and patient preparation, collection of blood from the patient, separation of serum, doing 2 tests, hepatitis test and diabetes test, and maintaining the records. So these are my 6 important tasks in my medical camp. So what are those? patient preparation, collection of blood, separation of serum, hepatitis B, sugar, and record maintenance. So now what I will do is, very cleverly, I will prepare a question paper. So I prepared a question paper with the 6 questions. Each question are determining a particular task in the medical camp. So question number 1 is about patient preparation, 2 is for collection of blood, 3 is for serum, and so on. And each question I have given a specific, a definite value, which is 5 marks. So this is the framework of my question paper. Okay. So now I have came to my students. So I have total 7 students, and this is my first task. I need to identify what student is good at what task of my medical camp. So these are the random set of students. So what I will do, I will make them to appear for this test. I will give a surprise test to this particular 7 students, and I will go for the evaluation of their results. So upon conducting the test, I got the following results. So if you see the results here, I have highlighted 5 marks, the highest to score 5 marks of all students. So by these results, we can able to see that our Preeti has secured 5 marks in question number 5. That means Preeti knows very well about question number 5. What is question number 5? It is diabetes test, sugar test. That means by this test, I identified that Preeti can able to do diabetes test properly. So in my medical camp, I will keep Preeti, I will assign Preeti the diabetes sugar test to her. Now Jaspreet, I will give her, Jaspreet scored 5 marks in question number 3, which is separation of serum. So Jaspreet is very good at separation of serum. Damini is good at collection of blood. So with beautiful, well articulated question paper, I can able to easily identify the individual skills of all my students without even going with intense training, intense interviewing, anything. Just I know uh, my work agendas. I prepared a very mapped question paper. I conducted an exam and I identified the skills of individual students. Isn't it this nice? And in this case, you can also see that Karan only scored 4 marks. The overall he haven't even gained 5 marks in any one of the question, but still he managed to get 4 marks in question number 3. That means still he is somewhat good at doing question number 3 task, which is separation of serum. So even here, even Karan got a opportunity to work in the medical camp with the lowest marks. Okay, so this is the idea. So by this, I have identified the individual talents, okay, of all the students. Now I got all the personals required for my medical camp, and I know that they will do it perfectly because I have already went through a preliminary screening with a small test. So by this, I came to know what student is good at what work. So I got a wonderful team. With the help of wonderful team, I can assure that my medical camp will be the best medical camp. If I have a right persons with right knowledge on right task, definitely that the outcome will be the best outcome, right? So ultimately, our event coordinator will be the happiest person. So isn't it this method of planning is nice? And this is what the outcome based education is all about. In outcome based education, first, I already predetermined my outcome. My outcome is I need to do a medical camp. For that medical camp, I have these 6 tasks. For this 6 tasks, I identified my students, I identified their skills, and I got the results. Isn't it this mapping? How is it is possible? It is possible because I identified my need. I prepared a very clever question paper and I went for screening the students. So this idea is called as the outcome based education. This is how an outcome based education works. Here in outcome based education, I'm not minding about total score of the students. I'm not minding who got the highest score in the exam, like who got 30 out of 30, who got that 20 out of 20. I don't want it. I just want to know the individual skills of individual students. Okay, here we are trying to appreciate the individual student skills. Okay, that is the motto of outcome based education. So let me show you what is outcome based education, and let me give you the comparison between how an outcome based education is different from a traditional education. So in case of traditional education, here in traditional education,
We only mind about the total score of the students, and we don't even mind about the individual skills, right? So by that context, Jasprit only it is only Jasprit that scored 23 marks out of 30, and all other students are weak or slow learners, or they are incapable. This is what a traditional educational view on students. A traditional education never appreciates the individual skills of the students. And let us see the advantages and disadvantages of traditional and outcome based education. So in case of outcome based education, it has appreciated the individual student skills. It has identified the gaps where the student is not having proper skills. It have identified the gaps in the student skills. I'm telling again, I'm not telling about overall marks. Okay, then we can able to improve the student specific skills by OBE system. We can able to, OBE will be a learner centric. In outcome based education, the students will get the maximum benefit. It is the learner centric education. Whereas in the traditional education, it will be a teacher centric. It will be a dictator teacher centric. In traditional education, teacher will become a dictator. The syllabus is non-negotiable. The results are non-negotiable. We won't mind the student individual skills. We only mind about their total marks. And whatever teacher is saying, teacher is best. That is not a right education. The holistic education can only be possible by becoming teacher, a mentor, a friend to the student. A student will become the center of learning. The student individual skills must be appreciated, and that is what have done in the outcome based education, and that is the proper holistic education in my terms. So now by this, a traditional education sees that it never minds student individual skills. As the quotation goes by Einstein, if you judge a fish's ability to climb a tree, the fish will be in disappointment for its for complete life. That fish is incapable of climbing a tree. And this is what a traditional education doing to the students. A traditional education never appreciating individual student skills. We are just demotivating students by just showing their overall marks. Oh, you failed in this exam, you are incapable of outside industry. Outside industry needs the skills, not the marks, right? That is the mindset of traditional education, and definitely we need to transform, we need to change our educational system from traditional education to the outcome based education. There is a need to change it, and there is a very positive things happening in India. In India, we are slowly started appreciating the outcome based education, and we are slowly moving towards the holistic a proper education, which is the outcome based education. And I'm really happy to see that many universities are coming up with a motto of providing outcome based education approach to the students rather than traditional, which is a a very positive hope, and that will really change the future of our education and the youth. We are going to prepare a very skilled youth by adopting this OBE outcome based education. So by this you have understood. So I want to show you a funny meme on the difference between a traditional education and a outcome based education. So as I said, traditional education never minds about students skills, whereas a outcome based education. So here I said that a dog is thinking that it cannot fly, a fish thinking that it cannot walk, a small duck thinking that it cannot swim. Okay, a chicken thinking it cannot skim. But coming to a goose, it can able to do everything. So a traditional education will always point our weakness, but an outcome-based education will able to identify our potentials. So a goose can be a OBE learner. Learner never, he never disappoints. It might be our Karan also. The Karan who scored only 4 marks in an entire question in the entire exam, still we have appreciated the Karan's ability on suppressing his. We have appreciated his skill, and this is what the motto of outcome-based education. So with this, I would like to move further about in detail about what is outcome-based education. So yes, so OBE stands for outcome based education. So let us see this thing. Okay, this is just a table showing the differences between traditional and outcome. I think I need not to read out this slide, so I'm just skipping this thing. So yeah, outcome based education. So the next the second part of my story will be a solution to a teacher's dilemma. What is a teacher's dilemma? Let us assume we are teachers and we are taking care of some 10 students or 100 students in a classroom. And what will be the teacher's most dilemma? I will tell the teacher's dilemma and I will give you a solution of teacher's dilemma in this second story. So let us assume any teacher want at least 70% of students to get passed in the exam, right? We know that some 20 to 30% students will fail. That is okay, that is considerable thing. But overall, a teacher must ensure that he or she will ensure that 70% of the classroom will 70% of students in a classroom will get at least the minimum the the minimum criteria marks, which is 60 marks out of 100. 60 out of 100 should get to the 70% of students. That will be a teacher's agenda and teacher's target, right? So let us see. So if 70% students gained 60 out of 100 means that is fine. What if the pass percentage reducing to 50%? What if pass percentage is going backwards rather than progressing? What if pass percentage is only 40? What if it is only 30? Then if this is the case, then teacher will definitely, this will be the dilemma of a teacher. Why many students are failing in my classroom? Okay, many students are passing, many students getting 40% marks, but they are not getting the up to standard 60 marks out of 100. Even 70% of students are unable to get 60 marks out of 100. That is the teacher's dilemma. The overall students may pass, but she is unable to make a qualitative skill, a quality students out of the classroom. That is the main teacher's dilemma, and she will start asking questions, like why did many students fail to get minimum marks in my subject? Is my syllabus is very tough, or the method of my teaching is not good, or is there any other reason? In which unit and which chapter my students are unable to understand? In which chapter and unit my students are facing problems? How she can identify it? How to identify about three issues? How to resolve these issues? These are the a teacher's problems. Now, for all these problems, the answer is relied on outcome-based education. Now, let us see how an outcome-based education will give solution to a teacher's dilemma. So, this is an actual scenario, a case where this will happen to every one of us, and how to resolve such problem in a classroom, and how OBE gives answers to this is my next topic of this story. So let us assume again. So teacher's target is 70% students should get 60 marks out of 100, right? Let us assume she is teaching hematology subject. So she is a hematology teacher. Okay. So now what she did is she prepared she has prepared, this is the syllabus. So these are the topics of the syllabus. I just take our medical camp example over here. So the first unit has two chapters. First chapter is patient registration, collection of blood, serum separation, hepatitis, same thing. So now what I did, these 6 topics I have segregated into 3 units. Each unit I have given two chapters. Okay, now each chapter I have very carefully mapped with a one course outcome. Okay, each unit has 2 chapters and each chapter is mapped with a single course outcome, CO1. CO1 is for chapter 1, CO2 is chapter 2, CO3 chapter 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. So now by properly mapping my syllabus with my COs, by calculating my CO, I can able to understand the student's ability on a specific topic in a syllabus. You got the point, right? Now, whenever I'm preparing, how is it? Okay, my next question is how we can implement it, how we can feasibly implement to see the student's ability on individual COs. For that purpose, I will prepare a question paper with mapping each CO to each question. By mapping each CO with each question, I can able to precisely track the individual student's ability on individual topic within their syllabus. That is the main thing we need to do as a teachers. Just like the way we have resolved our event coordinator's dilemma, here I was trying to get the same answer from a teacher's perspective. By mapping each CO, by asking questions, mapping with each CO in a syllabus, by going analysis, by doing exam, you can understand the results, right? So whoever students not getting proper things, that indicates that they have less understanding on that particular CO. CO is already mapped with a particular topic and subtopics. So this is the idea of mapping COs, writing COs and mapping it with a question paper. So let us see what happens now. So we got a results. Okay. Now what I did is, after mapping this one, I got a results, overall results. Okay. Now if 70% of students gained 60 marks out of 100, then that can be stated as I have achieved my target. So this target achievement is called as attainment in OBE. Okay. The overall pass percentage in a classroom is called as attainment, and the attainment calculation will be always in 3 numericals only. The highest score will be 3. If only 60% score, then it will be attainment 2. If less than 40 to 60 will be attainment 1. Less than 40 will be failed in the exam. So now I have simplified the mathematical calculations into only 3 divisions. 70% pass percentage is attainment 3, 60% is 2, 40% is 1, less than 40 is 0. So now I have given an attainment number also to the target 70, 50 and 40. Got it right? So now this is called attainment. So now I will show you how to do a simple attainment calculation. So here I got 10 students and they write a end term exam. Example, they have wrote a question paper with all 6 units map. Okay. So this is the question paper. So question number 1 carries 20 marks. Question number 2 carries 10 marks. 20, 10, 20, 10. I given like this questions in a question paper. Okay. So question 1 is from CO1. Question number 2 is CO2. Similarly, question number 6 is CO6. Okay. Now, here we can see that Preeti in CO1, at least my 60 marks should get, right? She got only, at least that means 12 marks she should gain in out of 20. But she got only 6. Okay, she gained only 6 marks. Sorry, she gained only 8 marks. Okay, so that means she have not, she will fall in a category of 2. Okay, attainment is 2. Now I will convert these to attainment values. I will show here. See, 8 marks means her attainment is only 1. Okay, she is less than 50 percentage. Okay, so like this I have given the attainment value. By this, the overall student CO1 attainment value I got here. Okay, then the Preeti's overall understanding on all 6 COs will come here. Overall CO attainment is here. Okay, so this value is overall CO attainment and this value is individual CO attainment. Now for this complete subject attainment, how I will get is, I will sum up all the students' attainment values divided by total number of students appeared in the exam. Here the total number of students is 10. So sum of all is 18. 18 divided by 10. I got an attainment value of 1.82. So in this particular hematology subject, my attainment is 1.82. 1.82 means it is in between 60 to 69 percentage. What is my target? 70% students should get the attainment, but my students didn't achieve 70%. So the overall subject attainment is only 1.82. My target attainment value is at least 2. So they haven't reached 2 attainment. Of course, in this subject, all students are passed, but all the students don't know the minimum skills in that particular subject. So this is called the overall subject attainment. Overall subject attainment we will get by summing up all the students attainment individual of all CO attainment by divided by total number of students appeared in the exam. This is the overall subject attainment and this is the individual CO attainment, and this red marks are the areas where the students haven't get even minimum marks in that particular corresponding question. So by this we can able to see the students incapability incapable areas, and we have got as overall subject attainment, and we have even got a individual CO attainment. So by carefully preparing the Excel sheet, we can able to stratify, classify the students into 3 categories. Students who scored 70% will be fast learner, advanced learners. Students who scored 60 will be fast learners. Students who scored 40 will be slow learners. Students who didn't score even 40 will be the failures. They haven't even attained. So we need to work on that. Okay. So attainment calculation will give the overall understanding of a classroom, individual student CO wise understanding, and even student wise skills understanding can be given by CO attainment and overall CO attainment, individual CO attainment and overall CO attainment, and by total this one. Okay, overall this one. So just a second, just give me 1 second. 1 second. All right. Sorry for the interruption. Actually, I got a small call. Okay. So this is how we can able to calculate the attainment. Okay. So after getting attainment, so this is how I made a question paper with this concept. Okay. So this is a MST1 question paper or midterm exam 1. So here I'm going to ask only unit 1 question since I have only 3 units. First unit questions I'm going to ask in this question paper. So first unit I already mapped with 2 COs. So I have kept 2 COs. So okay, 2 marks, 2 COs, CO1, CO2, 5 marks, CO1, CO2, and 8 marks, CO1, CO2. From only 2 COs, I prepared a question paper and I got a results. So by this, I can able to calculate the attainment, everything. Individual student specific skills can be understand by this well organized question papers. Okay, so this is it. So now this is why we are doing in our learning management softwares in any colleges or universities. 1 second, 1 second interruption. So yes, so this is the attainment. Okay, so first I already given each CO target. In my previous slide, I said that I have given a uniform target which is 60, 60, 60. But if we want, we can able to give whatever target we want for individual COs. That depends upon us. We can give target depending upon our flexibility. Then we can go for mapping the COs with individual exams. So for example, in MST1, I have mapped with only CO1. That means only CO1 questions I will ask in midterm exam. Whereas in midterm exam 2, I will ask CO2 questions. Whereas in midterm, in external end term exam, I will ask all 3 CO questions. Okay. In between, if I'm taking any surprise test or quizzes or assignments, I will map with different COs. Quiz and surprise test, I will ask from CO2, and assignment, I will ask CO3. So by carefully, meticulously mapping each CO with individual exam and overall marks, we can able to easily get an attainment calculations by adjusting the scaling, by adjusting the averages. We can get easily this COPO attainment calculations by carefully mapping the COs to the individual exam parameters. Okay, exams. So that's it. So after that, I have uploaded all my marks. Okay, I have conducted an exam that I got CO1 marks and I uploaded the marks, and now I can just click my, either we have automated softwares to get the attainment report, or we can also go for manual calculation in an Excel sheet. Okay, that we can do in any way. That depends upon the flexibility. Okay, so this is how we can do it. So this is a sample attainment report here. Okay, so this is how we will. That's why whenever we are uploading marks in OBE following colleges or universities, we are always uploading marks by CO wise. The reason why we are uploading marks according to COY is this one, to get attainment, because that is OBE following universities or colleges. This is the main idea why we are uploading marks according to COYs. Many of us are unaware of the significance of why we are uploading COYs marks, and never try to split only CO1 marks into different COs. That will deviate us from the actual attainment. That will take us to the blind pathway, that will mislead us of students' capabilities. So never make a mistake on splitting the CO marks and giving equally distributing one CO mark to the other COs. That, that is just, we are corrupting the system. We are not following OBE, right? So we should not do such mistakes by this. So that is my main agenda of conducting this workshop, to avoid such mistakes when we are uploading marks in the thing into the softwares. Okay, yeah. To get a proper attainment, we must give marks of individual CO. We need to upload similarly. We should not split the CO marks. Okay, yeah. So this is it. 1 second. I know it's really disturbing. I'm getting a small call. 1 second. Sorry for the interruption. I'm really sorry. Anyway, since it's an online thing, you can just fast forward the video so you can sync with me. Okay, so that is my idea. So coming back to the teacher's dilemma. So now we got all answers. So teacher's target is 70% students must get it. Now she know how to assess the students to know their things. Okay, by properly mapping COs with units, chapters, and by preparing proper question paper, we can able to completely, we can able to organize, and we can able to monitor what is going within the classroom by mapping all these things. Okay, that is the main idea of this one, this OBE. Okay, now she know all things. So the first question what she asked, why did many students fail to get minimum marks? Maybe many students failing because that particular COs are hard to understand to the students. In what COs they got least attainment, that indicates that those COs, maybe students are facing understanding, patient preparation. Maybe students are getting trouble at understanding serum suppression. That we can identify, and we can change the teaching pedagogy. Rather than just giving theoretical lessons on patient preparation, why not we take the students to the clinic and do a practical exposure to the students so that they can understand patient preparation more efficiently. So by changing the teaching pedagogy, we can able to resolve this issue. Individual CO attainment issue can be resolved by changing the teaching pedagogy. Then, is my syllabus very tough, or is my teaching methods are very tough? Yes, that will be answered by OBE. So if any particular student is unable to understand one particular CO, that topic is really tough. Why can't we change the topic? Why can't we propose to update the topic in the next BOS, in the next upcoming academic session, in the next academic year? The syllabus need to be updated with a easily understandable CO statement or CO topics in that particular area. So by changing the either by teaching learning process or by giving suggestions for updation in the next pre-BOS, we can able to overcome such issues. Or in which unit and which chapter my students are failed, that can be easily get by result analysis. But keep in mind, result analysis, whenever we are doing, we must add individual question wise marks into the system rather than question mark wise. I should tell individual CO wise marks. If I'm getting, then I can easily understand in what chapter the students are behind. That is the idea of this one. Then how to identify all three issues? So the three issues, okay, we got a real problem. Students really 30% students only passed in the exam. Now how we can able to overcome this means by doing gap analysis report. What is this gap analysis report? Okay, this can be taken by gap analysis. Gap analysis means we identified what students are in what subject, what students are behind. Now I got the results. Now I will go for remedial action. Maybe I will give that particular topic seminars, assignments, quizzes, industrial visits, internships, clinical visits, peer tutoring. I will change some methodologies to improve the student skills of that particular CO, that particular unit. So that is the gap analysis and action taken is the heart of outcome based education. Outcome based education is only checking the student skills. Student skills can be only identified upon conducting an exam and going for the analysis and going for gaps, identifying the gaps and rectifying the gaps with action taken. If we are not following the action taken, then we are not justifying the OBE system. So gap analysis and action taken are the heart of OBE. Okay, we must go for action taken and we must improve the student skills. Okay, and this concept is called as continuous improvement. This gap analysis identification is called continuous improvement. That means I'm continuously going for improvement of student particular skill sets in any behind areas. That is called continuous improvement. This can be successfully implemented by following PDCA cycle. We need to plan accordingly to make a proper curriculum. We will go for teaching learning process. We will check the assignments and we will take action on to improve the gaps. So a PDCA cycle plays a vital role in academics. The plan, do, check and action is very important, and that is the heart of this action taken and gap analysis report, which is called as continuous improvement in outcome based education. Okay, so for example, we got now I got a subject wise attainment marks here. Okay, the overall subject wise attainments I got, these are the some subjects which have attained or which has gained 70% pass percentage, and these are the subjects that haven't attained at least 70% pass percentage in the classroom. Okay, these are the not attained subjects and these are the attained subjects. If you're feeling like I'm speaking too much fastly, you can fast forward or you can go backwards and you can see this thing repeatedly. Okay, so since it's a virtual thing, these things can be overcome. Okay, so yeah, anyway, so now I got attend subjects and non-attend subjects. Now I came to know what subjects are attend and what subjects are not attend. But I was very sad to see here that some of the core subjects are unable to get attained. Okay, if some university professional things or other subjects, non-core subjects got not attained means fine. But why the core subjects are not attained? That means most of the students don't know the core concepts. This we need to rectify. Okay, so that is why I will stratify the data. I got the students who got less than 0.9, 0 to 0.9. These are slow learners, and I got fast learners and everything. Okay, so now I will take action. In physiology, they got only 6 attainment, rather 0.6. Rather than getting 2 attainment, I got only 0.6. So now what action I taken? I have conducted remedial classes. Okay, the remedial classes were offered to weak students to improve their understanding. And let us see social and professional ethics. So in this, they got 0. My students didn't understood ethics properly. So now I need to take an action. This is a serious concern. How I can take action to improve the students' social interactions and professional ethics? That I can do by to enhance students' exposure to professional ethics and principles. More students are encouraged to undergo internships in summer for 3 weeks in reputed clinical laboratories. By placing students in any internships, they can able to understand the ethics that actual world is following. So I need to take action for each and every non-attend courses. This is how I can able to continuously improve the students' abilities. By doing this at MST level, midterm exam levels, by the time of end term exam, all my students will be capable enough to get the maximum attend that I want. it not only benefits the students but also benefits the institute, the teacher reputation, everything will get improved by taking a right action taken. Okay, so this is the idea of taking action taken. Say for example, this I got an interesting case that many students didn't attend creative writing. Creative writing is a subject. Okay, so what I did, the action taken that I taken is I have requested the English faculty to make the students practice on writing their resumes and CVs. So by concentrating on writing their own resumes, they can able to creatively they can express their own skills on a piece of paper. So this will enhance the students skills and capabilities on creative writing. So this is how we will plannedly we need to go for action taken. Okay, so this is the importance of action taken in the importance of action taken. Okay, now you can ask me a question. uh, See, action taken doesn't always mean just giving assignments, quizzes, seminars, guest talks, or brainstorming peer tutoring. We have almost 90 different methods of taking actions to improve the student skills, not one or two. I will give you all the data in my workshop. Okay, so see, we have many methods to improve student skills like a 3-2-1 technique, then advanced organizers, affinity grouping. How to do affinity grouping I given here. In affinity grouping, individual students generate ideas and identify common themes. Then students form groups to sort and organize the ideas accordingly. Like this, I given a technique and how to implement the technique. I given everything here. Okay, some of things that I really liked is these things. Okay, making a classroom book. Students will make the classroom knowledge notes by themselves. Whatever, all students will work together and they will prepare a textbook of whatever I taught to them. So they themselves organized themselves, they work together and they given a nice notes, and that notes will be circulated among the students. So overall, they are doing active learning within the classroom. So that I like. Classroom book preparation is nice, and we can go for jigsaw puzzles, group grades, guided notes, invent the quiz. So like this, we have many online resource scavenger hunt like this. Things we can implement in classroom to increase the student capabilities, and we can able to keep the students actively engaged in a learning. That is what we need. So this is how we can do. I will give you the notes of this material in the link in the description, okay, in this video, so that you can download it. Okay, so this is how we can able to resolve a teacher's dilemma by well articulated syllabus and question paper, by identifying the gaps in the students, by taking appropriate action taken actions, we can able to increase the student skills. So this is the idea of OBE. This is how an OBE will give the solution to the teacher's dilemma. Okay, so next one. So I said that we need to prepare question paper according to the CO wise. Now we will get one problem. Okay, how to ask questions, how to frame up a question paper. So for that, we need to use something called Bloom's taxonomy. So what is the significance of using Bloom's taxonomy? So I will tell you very simple thing. See, whenever we are framing any syllabus or question paper, the syllabus should start with the simplest thing to the hardest thing. For example, I cannot directly ask how will you make a landing rocket in the unit 1. Okay, student don't know even basics like Newton principles. How can he make a SpaceX rocket in the unit 1 or in the first semester itself? I cannot do it. I should go in a simple to the hardest thing. For that purpose, we have this Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's is a scientist who have created this one. So what he said is the students must have simple to the hardest level. The simple level will be remembering. Students must at least have the capability of remembering what we taught in the classroom. That is level 1. Okay, remembering. Then going for, after remembering, they should understand what they learned, understanding. Then applying, they should apply their understanding on something. After applying it, they should analyze what they applied. After they are analyzing, they should be capable of evaluating the outcome, that is evaluation. And last and final, with this 5 knowledge, whether they can able to create something new. If they are able to create something new out of minimum required resources, then that is the highest mental capability. They are going to create something new. Okay, NASA only prepared advanced rockets, but SpaceX came with relanding rockets. They created They reinvented rockets actually. So yeah, so sixth will be the hardest thing and the most creative thing, right? So this is what the Bloom's taxonomy is all about. Remembering skills, level 1, level 2, Bloom's taxonomy. So people will say in two manners. Either they will say Bloom's taxonomy level, or they will say knowledge level. Knowledge level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, anything is same. Okay. In fact, even in, okay, let me finalize first this one. So level 1 will be remembering skills. Level 2 is understanding. Bloom's level 2. Okay. Bloom's level 3 is applying. Bloom's level 4 is analyzing. Bloom's level 5 is evaluating. Bloom's level 6 is creating. Okay. So by framing our syllabus from remembering, unit 1 should be remembering and understanding, to creating in the unit 6 or unit 3. We need to frame up a syllabus by using Bloom's action words and Bloom's protocols. By that, Bloom's will help us to guide us to to prepare a syllabus, to prepare a question paper, to ask a questions, to give us CO statements. So by following Bloom's taxonomy, our work will become easier. We will get a guidance by following Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, so this is the idea of usage of Bloom's taxonomy. Now I will give you an example of how to use Bloom's action word into a question paper or into a syllabus. Okay, so this is my syllabus. See here. So as I stated, I have 3 units. Each unit has two chapters, total 6 chapters. So first chapter 1 is mapped with CO1. Now the knowledge level will be mapped with K1. That means from chapter 1, I will ask only basic things like remembering things. Okay, in chapter 2, I will frame up in a this one. What is that? Understanding. In chapter 3, I will go for applying. In chapter 4, I will go for analyzing. Chapter 5, evaluating, and chapter 6 will be creating something new. So by following Bloom, we can able to frame up a very good syllabus. Not only this, we can also frame up a very good question paper. So this is a Bloom's taxonomy action words. So remembering, understanding, everything. Now, why they are called action words means we want outcome from the student, right? The student should get a desired outcome. Outcome will be always a work. Work in English grammar is called verb. Okay. So if I want to ask any remembering questions, then I should ask question from this CO statement, like choose, define, find, how, label, list, match, name. By asking questions from these things, I'm able to analyze. I can able to track the students' remembering abilities. By asking questions from category 2, level 2, I will go for understanding capabilities. So I need to frame up a question paper according to this. It can be a CO statement, it can be a unit syllabus, or it can be a question paper. Now I will give you a sample question paper mapped with COs and Bloom's levels. Okay. So yeah. So this is a question paper, the same question paper I said. So in this question paper, I'm only asking 2 COs questions, CO1 and CO2 questions. So each 2 marks I mapped with only K1 level. That means I'm only asking remembering questions in 2 marks. Whereas in 5 marks, I'm asking applying questions. I mapped with Bloom's taxonomy level K3. Whereas in 8 marks, I mapped with Bloom's taxonomy K4. So by meticulously by cleverly mapping question paper and asking questions will give a real beautiful outcomes. Okay, so this Bloom's taxonomy helps us on preparing a very well constructed question paper. Not only question paper, we can also prepare write CO statements by using Bloom's action words. Okay, so CO1 starting with simple thing to the CO6 will be the hardest level, which will be either evaluating or creating. Okay, so this is the usage of Bloom's taxonomy. So this is all about outcome based education. Now I will go to the third story, which is the HOD's dilemma. So what is this HOD's dilemma? I will tell you. And there is a weapon for HOD to resolve the issue. So the third story of this workshop will be this one. So we got a student who has passed from OBE education, but he didn't get any job. I got a student from OBE learning system, but he didn't get any job. What might be the reason of unemployment? Let us see the reason. Okay, now my student saying that he know all lab tests, he's a university topper, especially he's a OBE learner. That means he has the skills, he know the tests, he's a university topper. Why he's not getting job then? What might be the reason? What is the reason why a highly skilled individual not getting job? Whose fault is this? If he's a OBE learner, he must get a job. He has the skills, but why he's not getting job? The reason is Let us see the industry expectations. So this is an industry, medical lab technology, medical lab industry only. Now the industry trend has evolved. Now the industry asking, they need lab technicians with a knowledge of artificial intelligence, cloud computing, virtual reality, Internet of Things, remote patient monitoring. Of course, we must accept that the technology has been evolved outside. Now, see, now not only my student need to know how to do a test, but my student know how to handle a artificial intelligence computers. My student know how to, how to remote patient monitoring, how to monitor a patient who is in Dubai or who is in America from our Karar hospital, Karar lab, from Punjab lab. How is it possible? That means he need to know the softwares that handling remote patient monitoring. The industry has evolved. If we don't have these skills, even though you're a lab technician, but you don't know what is artificial intelligence, you don't know what is virtual reality. Today, Facebook transformed to Meta. Meta is completely virtual reality. That means the patient will be, operation theater will be one way, and American doctor will do operation to an Indian patient by virtual reality gear. He will keep one, one glasses. In that glasses, he can able to see the patient in 3D, and he will operate from another country. That is virtual reality. So industry asking these things, and my graduate don't have these skills, and that is the reason why he is unemployed. Industry expectations are different. Industry is no more asking a lab technician. Industry asking a lab technician with a skills in these things. If my student don't have those things, definitely he won't get job. Now, who will resolve this issue? Whose blame is this? Is this a student's fault? No, it is not even a student's fault. And this is where a HOD will come to the role. Now, a HOD will resolve this issue. What is the HOD's weapon to resolve this issue? The HOD's weapon will be a BOS, the syllabus. In the next coming syllabus, our HOD will ensure to give these courses into a medical lab technician course. Now we will ensure to keep artificial intelligence, remote patient monitoring, all industrial expectations into the syllabus. Now I'm training my students with the industrial expectations. Okay, so that my students will get the maximum benefits and definitely they will get job. This is the idea of HOD by using the BOS. So now, how to frame up a BOS? Okay, so how to frame up a BOS? So one second, student, one second. I will continue this in a part 2. Okay, I got some problem with my computer. I will continue this from this video to the part 2 video in the YouTube. Okay, so thank you very much. I will be back in the next part 2. Thank you very much in this. I will be see you soon in the part 2.
So yes, welcome to part 2. Sorry, I was got some interruption. Anyway, so in the last video, we are discussing about HOD's dilemma. So HOD's dilemma and HOD's weapon. So the HOD's weapon will be a BOS. So students is unemployed, industry's demands are expectations are different. So HOD will propose a new BOS with incorporating the industrial needs. So he or she, the HOD will incorporate the industrial skills, okay, industrial needs into the subjects of the students, and we are going to prepare students for the industrial needs. So that is the HOD's weapon, and HOD's weapon will be always a BOS, right? Board of Studies, the syllabus scheme. So now what we will do is, now we will have a vision. First, our vision is to make students who will get job in the industry, not only in the medical lab technology, but also they will gain knowledge in the other parts, the industrial parts. So let me let me show you a vision. Okay, so the vision is to make future ready medical lab technicians. Okay, one second, students, one second, let me so the vision is to make future ready medical lab technologists with excel in artificial intelligence, IoT, Internet of Things, remote patient monitoring. So this is my vision. So I have defined my vision for the next BOS. The vision is to make MLTNs capable in AI, IoT, and remote patient monitoring. Now the mission means, mission is the statement
to achieve the vision. And vision will be always, we always need to write vision in terms of 4 years to 5 years future. And after 5 years, what might be the trend, and according to the trend, we need to set the vision. Vision will be always a futuristic. Okay, so mission will be how to achieve vision will be a mission. So I have 3 missions here. First mission is to make highly skilled MLT professionals who can able to work in all divisions of MLT. Then my second mission is to make graduates that make complete use of artificial intelligence. See, this is my vision's target, okay? To make graduates that can use artificial intelligence, and to make expertized medical lab technologists who can able to observe remote patient monitoring with the help of Internet of Things. So I kept a remote patient monitoring, Internet of Things, AI, and medical lab technology education into all these things into my upcoming BOS. And also, so this is how I can able to prepare a very good BOS, very good syllabus. Okay. Now, whenever we are making syllabus at department level, we have benchmarked our syllabus with the industrial needs. Now, our university, our college, our institute, our organizations will have their own vision and mission. Trust me, each and every university will have a vision which will be a very futuristic. Definitely, our vision, mission, which should be matched with the university's vision and mission. Then only we both can together work to a high standards. That is why aligning vision and mission with the universities or organizations vision mission will give us a way to work together to achieve the same goal, which is excelling in our fields. Okay, that is why we are doing this. We are aligning our vision mission with the universities things. Say, for example, at Chandigarh University, we have the vision to have excellence in research, innovation, entrepreneurship, and disseminated knowledge by providing inspirational learning and producing professional leaders. Okay, and these are the university missions. So I'm going to realign my vision and mission with the university's vision and mission so that we both can work together. If we made these things, definitely, okay, then definitely my BOS will be the very good BOS, my syllabus. Okay. Now, after defining vision and mission, we are going for keeping program educational objectives. So what is the objectives of keeping this program? So the objectives will be minimum. It will be career prospective. Students can work in any lab around the world. Critical thinking. Students will be able to work with AI and correlate with patients' clinical history. Students will able to. So my program objectives are course prospectus, career prospectus, critical thinking, and communicational skills. Graduates will utilize IoT for remote patient monitoring, so they can easily communicate the patients. Okay, so this is the program educational objectives. Then, what are the outcomes? What is the outcome after my student? Finishing, graduating from this particular BOS, what is the expected outcomes after this BOS? The expected outcomes will be are called as program outcomes. Now, whenever we are writing program outcomes, just not satisfying vision and mission will be not sufficient. The reason is, apart from lab knowledge, apart from IoT and remote patient knowledge, the student should need certain abilities. Those abilities are called program outcomes, and program outcomes should align with the vision and mission. I will show you some abilities here. Say, for example, students should have thinking abilities. Graduates should have planning abilities. They should be able to plan the work environment. They should have communication skills. Irrespective of anything, everyone must need these communication skills. My students should have MLT knowledge, medical lab technology ethics. They should have knowledge on environment and sustainability. Okay, they should also take care of their environment whenever they are working with any biohazard samples, biomedical waste, right? Then they should have lifelong learning. My students should able to go for higher studies, and they should go for excelling in their career also, in their academic career also. So they should have lifelong learning skills. They should have modern tool usage skills. They should able to work with the society. They should have teamwork skills. They should be able to manage a projects, and they should have research aptitude. So now I have defined my program outcomes based on my vision and mission. This is how framing program outcomes is very important, very critical to assess the overall attainment of this particular program. the 23 BOS, if I'm proposing it, that 23 entire 4 to 5 years outcome can be only assessed by meticulously writing a very clear program outcome statements. Okay, now after program outcomes, PO statements, we will go for PSOs, program specific objectives. So my last and final will be, my student will work in a lab, he can work with artificial intelligence, and he can work with remote patient monitoring. That will be the my program specific skills, what I'm expecting from this particular BOS. They are called as the program specific objectives, right? So these are called as program specific objectives. Now, if I frame up a BOS with this kind of standards, definitely my unemployed student will get job. The job is assured if he study such program, such a BOS. I'm sure that he will get a job because we have aligned our curriculum with the industrial needs. Now who will stop giving to my graduate? The sky is open. The sky is the limit to my graduate. He will get all types of jobs wherever he can go throughout the world, right? So this is the idea of framing up a BOS, and these are the core parts of a BOS. It will have a vision, a definitive vision, a mission to reach the vision. It will have program educational objectives, program outcomes, and program specific objectives. By defining all these things in a well meticulous way, we can able to achieve our outcomes. Okay. So now, how we can able to assess it? How we can able to align all the syllabus with the vision and mission? That alignment will be done based on our program outcomes. Now, what I will do, I will show you in the next slide. Here, see here, now the program outcomes with each and every CO statement of individual subject. Okay, the COs will be aligned with my program outcomes and my program specific objectives. I'm going to make each and every unit in my syllabus aligning, mapping with my program outcomes and program objectives. By pinpointly mapping each and every CO of all subjects, I was very determined. I'm very determined on reaching my vision and mission, even at the level of subject level, at the level of question level in a question paper. If I'm asking a question in a hematology, if I'm going to ask, the way I will ask is keeping this in my mind. If I'm going to remote patient monitoring, what question I need to ask? So I will ask similar questions to reach the vision and mission. So mapping CO outcomes with program outcomes and POSOs will guide us to achieve our PSO, our vision and mission. Okay, that is why writing, this is called CO-PO mapping. And CO-PO mapping will be always done in attainment value only, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so registration, patient preparation, whether my student need thinking abilities, yes, they need thinking abilities on how to keep the patient there. Okay, I think I don't require thinking abilities in patient preparation, so I will keep 0 or 1. But planning abilities, I need planning abilities for patient preparation. I need to plan properly what equipment I need for collecting blood from the patient. So I need planning abilities, that I will keep score 2. Communication skills, utmost important thing, right? Without communication skill, how can I able to prepare a patient? I don't know Hindi. Okay, I got a Hindi patient. I'm unable to communicate. Game over, right? So communication skills are very important. Communication skills plays a vital role. So I will map it with 3. The highest target is 3 in communication skills. So by individual CO-PO mapping, we can able to align our individual subject to a program desired program outcomes and PSOs. So that is how we will map, and this is called as CO-PO mapping or articulation matrix. Articulation matrix will give us a definitive way of calibrating each and every subject with the program outcomes. Okay. Now I will go for how we will go for attainment. Whether this particular subject has attained my desired outcome of my PO or not. That is called CO-PO attainment. Whether this subject attained my PO or not is called a CO-PO attainment. That I will show you in the next slide. So this is a CO-PO attainment. Here I have given you a CO-wise attainment actually here. Okay. After completion of an exam, I given in the Excel sheet, right? I got a complete CO attainment there. All 10 students, CO1 overall attainment I given. That value is this 2.5. CO1 attainment value is 2.8. CO2 is 2.5. CO3 is 2.7, 2.9 and 2.9. So this is individual CO wise attainment with aligning with PO attainment. So I will discuss this and I will tell another one. So now these are my PO values. So already in my CO PO matrix, I said that CO1 matching with my PO is 2. This is already predetermined value, predetermined by my CO statement. I have predetermined with my PO. Okay. Now, how I will calculate whether I have achieved program outcome, this particular program outcome from this subject or not, from this CO or not. That I can do by this. Okay. So now I will take CO attainment value 2.8. This attainment value we will get only after exams, only after finishing of students' exams, their calibration. By their understanding, we got this CO attainment. Now we will map whether they have understood the program outcome or not. Okay, that we are checking here. Okay, so now I got 2.8. 2.8 into the matrix P1 matrix CO1 P1 matrix is 2. So 2.8 into 2, then 2.5 for PO1 I'm doing. Okay, 2.5 into 2 CO2 2, then CO3 2.7 into CO3 2, then CO4 2.9 into CO4 2, then 2.9 into CO5 1. So I have kept all these things divided by total number of attainments, sum of all attainments. Okay, these attainments will give you the overall COPO attainment value. Okay, this bottom values are 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. Okay, these are PO values. Total number of POs by sum of all COs. COs into POs will give us the COPO attainment. So COPO attainment will give whether this particular subject has reached my program outcome 1 or not. Similarly, we need to do for all our 11 or 12 program outcomes. By that, we will get COPO attainment. Now, by taking the sum of the average of all these program outcomes, this average value, I will map with our program specific PSO. Okay. So by PSO, I will get the end results. Whether this subject, whether my all graduates have reached my PSO or not, program specific objective or not, that I will show here. This table I have adopted from a YouTuber called Dr. M. Raja Roy. So he has given a very good video on how to do this COPO attainment calculation, and I was really thankful to Dr. M. Raja for giving such a wonderful YouTube video, and I'm really giving credits to Dr. Raja Roy for this one. So anyway, I'm moving forward. So this is the PO attainment and PSO attainments. Okay. Now PSO attainment. Now I'm going to do the final calculation. If this whether my subject has given PSO attainment, I got my PSO attainment or not, whether I got 3 PSO 3 or 2 in my attainment or not, and that is the results today. If I got it, means I was succeeded in preparing graduates that has been prepared for the industrial needs, that has satisfied my vision and mission and program outcomes. Okay, so that is the results today. So let us see whether we have achieved it or not. Okay, with this particular POS, let us assume this has been over 4 years, so the students graduated. Then definitely viewers, if we have done the mapping, the CO mapping properly, the COPO articulation matrix properly, if we given exams properly, if we have taken the attainments properly, then definitely it will be a success course. Definitely we will get a positive results. As the statement goes, hard and smart work never fails. That is why following COs, COPO calculations, attainment calculations, PO attainments, gap analysis, PDCS cycles, continuous improvements will definitely gives us a very good results. It will make a future ready students. Our nation will become to the high standard students can be generated by following our outcome based education. And I'm telling again, hard and smart work never fails us. So this is overview of outcome based education. So outcome based education have 3 important stages. First of all, defining vision and mission, establishing COs and POs, and going for COPO mapping. So vision can be established by taking industrial feedback and by going solid action, by preparing a drafted by going for a plan. Okay, then COs and POs can be given by drafting a curriculum and by approving it from academic council. Upon getting approving, what we need to do, we should go for result analysis. Okay, so this is the 3 important steps in the OBE, outcome based education. Okay, so that's it. So we drafted a very good curriculum, BOS. We went for teaching learning process. We are going for teaching, implementing this in the classroom. Then we got results from the students. If they achieved it, well and good. If they didn't achieve it, we will go for continuous improvement for the next BOS. And this learning goes on. Okay, so whenever we are drafting a curriculum, we should take industrial experts opinions, we should benchmark with the industry needs, we should take stakeholders feedback, we should define vision and mission, we should take guidelines from the ministry. We cannot abandon ministry, right? Ministry guidelines we should follow with trend. Okay, ministry guidelines we need to follow. We need to define PEOs, COs, and we should go for PEOs defining. Then we will draft a pre-BOS. For just drafting a pre-BOS, we need to do this much groundwork. The reason for this groundwork is for establishing a benchmark to get the outcome, right? So pre-BO is the first step in for that beautiful big world, right? Like the Neil Armstrong said, that small step is a that small step is for a leap for a mankind. So the pre-BO is that first small step to make a giant leap in the nation by preparing a industry compatible skilled graduates. So pre-BOS is the first weapon, and we need to work on pre-BOS. If you establish a well-established pre-BOS, will definitely will give a very good results. Okay, after pre-BOS, it will become a BOS, a solid BOS. It will be approved by the academic council, and the cycle continues, right? So, and of course, there are some direct attainment, indirect attainment. Direct attainment is our implementation, which is 80% from the academic process, and the industrial opinions we will take it as an indirect attainment. That industrial opinion will be taken by feedbacks. That is why whenever we are pre-drafting any pre-BOS, we are going for feedback, taking feedback from the industry, because we need to check we have achieved our vision mission. Whether industry feeling such a way, whether industry opinion is also 20% matched with us. So industry feedback is also important. Okay, so there is something called direct and indirect attainment. So that's it. So this is all overall thing. So yes, the learning keep on continues. So we are taking industrial things, everything. We drafted a BOS, we are going for continuous improvement, and it will keep on continuing ever and ever. There is no end for learning. So as long as the humans are there, we will excel, and that is why the from that small step on savanna deserts, from our that caveman to the stepping on moon, the humans are keep on learning, and this learning will continue forever, as long as the Homo sapiens existed on this planet Earth. So yes, this is all about the thing. So now by this workshop, I hope that you have understood introduction to OBE. You have understood the summary of this thing. Okay, you have understood the difference between OBE and traditional education. You have understood the concept of CO mapping and its significance. You have understood the concept of CO attainment. You have understood the importance of Bloom's taxonomy and the levels. You have understood what is the overview of result analysis. You have understood how to identify slow, fast, and advanced learners. You have understood the concept of continuous improvement, the importance of PDCA cycle, the importance of teaching learning process, various pedagogic approaches, overview on board of studies, importance of curriculum designing and drafting pre-BOS. You have understood about aligning curriculum with the industrial needs. You have understood the criteria to make BOS, such as feedback from industry, academia, etc. You know how to define a vision, mission, PEOs, POs, and PSOs, and you know what is COPO mapping or articulation matrix. So by this, I hope that I have reached the objectives of my workshop, which is designing curriculum for attaining required learning outcomes, identification and adoption of pedagogic initiatives for achieving learning outcomes, selection and use of appropriate assessment tools for measuring the attainment of learning outcomes, and the outcome of this program. At the end of this program, all my workshop viewers can be able to write course outcome statements. You can able to map COs to program outcomes. You can able to prepare course articulation matrix. You can able to identify curriculum gap in meeting the POs and PSOs. You can able to identify direct and indirect assessment, and you can able to measure the attainments of COs, POs, and PSOs. So I hope I have achieved my outcomes of this program. So I want to give you 2 assignments just to assess whether you have achieved it or not. Now I need to assess my viewers, right? So for that, kindly everyone do this 2 assignments. The first assignment is you need to write, okay, you should write your name and your expertise subject thing. Then you please write 6 CO statements, okay, satisfying Bloom's taxonomy. Upon writing Bloom's action verb 6 statements, kindly map your statements with these 12 POs, predetermined POs. Okay, so your first assignment is writing CO statements and mapping with POs. Then your second assignment is very important, how you are going to map your COs to the exams. What COs you will take for MST1, MST2 and term assignments quiz, and what COs you will map for experiment 1, 2, 3, 1. Sorry, I should write here 4 to 6 and 7 to 8. When I'm uploading this assignment in the description, I will update this error. Okay, so you should map COs to the individual exam schemes. And now the third one is how you will ask questions in MST1, MST2 and term exam, and how you will redistribute the marks for the students in a question paper. Okay, please do these 2 assignments so that you will get some idea on, you can able to appreciate this OBE only if you succeeded at finishing this assignment. Upon finishing this assignment, I would really request you to submit this assignment in the link in the description, okay, so that I can able to understand my workshop outcome. Okay, so please upload these assignments into the link. Okay, so I want to so this is all about the OBE. So I want to share my personal story, my personal opinion on OBE. So my personal suggestion to all my viewers that there is one important skill that every teacher must have, which haven't defined by anything in the previous slides I have shown. That skill is called as storytelling. Storytelling is very important. This is how we as a humans have learned our world. If we see our ancestors, the cavemen, they in the morning they used to have very good experiences. So he's in a bush and one tiger attacked him, so he rescued from the tiger. And in the night time they kept a nice campfire, they kept a get together meeting, and this person started sharing his experience. Today morning I got a tiger, somehow I escaped. So he will start articulating in a story of his experience, and listeners will gain the learning. They will understand how to tackle if any tiger is attacking us. This is how we learn, by storytelling. This is how we have grown up from our childhood. This is we have listened our mother or teachers things because they have said stories, and these stories have given us the confidence, and because of these stories we have learned everything. So what I want to tell is, storytelling is one of the important skill that every teacher should have. You cannot directly tell something very that will have boring impact on the students. If you tell that in a story way, the way that I said about a teacher event coordinator dilemma, or the HOD's dilemma, or the teacher's dilemma, in a story way, that will connect us. Stories will connect us. So this is my humble request that to improve this storytelling skill in all teachers, so that will give a really good benefits. Okay, so and also many, I have came across my 3 years experience that many faculties or many people used to criticize their own job. The job they are doing, they used to criticize. That is the reason is lack of understanding of their work. They didn't understood their work. That is why they are unable to appreciate their work. So that is why what you love, please do that job. If you choose a job that you love, that then you need not to work a day. So for everyone, what I want to tell is, we have chosen our career as academicians. So irrespective of our background, whether I'm a lab technician, you're an optometrist, or you're a physiotherapist, but today we chosen it as a academics as our career. Let us appreciate our career, and let us start working on these things, how to enhance student skills, how to observe student things. This OBE concepts is our career from today onwards. So by this uh, I will end this thing. So this is the feedback form. Kindly scan this QR with your mobiles. If you are watching this in your computers or not, I will keep this feedback form link in the description, so that you can give me the feedback of this workshop so that I can able to understand you. Okay, so please don't forget to reach me by giving me feedback. This will be very helpful for me, and also I will be really happy if you are giving feedback to me. Okay, so by this I would like to tell thank you very much for being such a wonderful listeners of listening my 1 hour outcome based education workshop. So as I stated, you start sharpening your minds, and that will definitely give a good results. Thank you very much for all my beloved viewers for supporting me with this feedback and by watching my this video. Thank you very much. I'm very delighted to have you all. Thank you very much.